Welcome everyone. Today, inshallah, we will talk about the changes in the physical state. First of all, we have three main physical states: solid, liquid, and gas. For example, a solid state is ice. Ice represents a solid state of water. So, when you leave the ice in normal temperature, it becomes a liquid. So this process from solid state into a liquid state, this process is called a melting. Melting represent for conversions from solid state into a liquid state. And the opposite process from liquid state into solid state is called solidification. Or have another name is called freezing. You have to note that the melting process and the solidification or freezing process occur at the same temperature, at 0 degrees Celsius. Logically, when you decided to make some ice started to form at 0 degrees Celsius. And ice started to melt at 0 degrees Celsius. So melting and solidification are the same, occur at the same temperature for the same substance. And in liquid state, when we have a sum of water and make some heating for this water, it starts to convert it into a vapor state or a gaseous state. So this process is called evaporation. Evaporation represents the conversion from liquid state into a gaseous state. And the opposite process is called liquefaction or condensation. Condensation most common. Condensation represents the conversion from gaseous state into a liquid state. The last process represents the conversion from solid state into a gaseous state without passing through the liquid state, as is this arrow represent. This process is called sublimation. So sublimation represents conversions from solid state into a gaseous state without passing through liquid state. This figure summarized what we have said before. The conversion from solid into a gas without passing through liquid is called sublimation. And from gas into solid is called sublimation. But the conversion from the solid state into the liquid state is called melting. And the opposite is called freezing. From liquid into solid is called freezing. And the liquid, when converted into a gaseous state, this process is called evaporation. And in the opposite direction, from gaseous state into liquid state is called condensation. And the same, as we said, melting and freezing occur at the same temperature, like 0 degrees Celsius in water. The condensation and the evaporation occur at the same temperature, as in water, 100 degrees Celsius. So, if the water evaporate at 100 degrees Celsius and condense at 100 degrees Celsius. This figure represents the conversion from solid state into liquid state and from liquid state into solid state. And this figure represents the conversion from water liquid into water vapor. The conversion from water into water vapor is called evaporation. Evaporation, the conversion from water into a vapor. But condensation occurs when this vapor evolve and reach the surface for this surface and gather with each other and make some water droplets. Some water droplets occur. And these droplets finally sink again in this container. So this is the condensation process. Condensation means that the gas formed and again form a water. A question represent and summarize what we said. Which changes of state takes place during evaporation? We have said that evaporation represents the conversion from liquid state into a gaseous state. So the correct choice we have to choose is B. Another example. The changes that occur when substance changes states are shown below. Solid into liquid and liquid into gas. Which choices is correct? Start with W. W represents the conversion from solid into liquid state. So the process in which the solid converted into liquid is called melting. So A and B is the wrong choices. Maybe C or D. Why? Why is the opposite process for W? Y represents the conversion from liquid state into a solid state. So Y represents the process is solidification or freezing. So letter C is the correct choice. Why? Because Y here represented freezing, not condensing.